Welcome everybody. We're out with Justin from Big Swing Golf, and we're putting him through the blueprint test. I just wanted to ask Justin a few questions. So Justin, what do you play off? What's your handicap?
GA of 5.4.
5.4,
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
It's the lowest I've ever been, so heading in the right direction.
And
Yeah.
I've seen you bombs on massive ass drivers, so that's really cool. And your chipping game, by the looks of it, is pretty sweet, and your putting is really good. So
far.
we're going to get some pretty good scores off this. But if I was to ask you to predict where you think the blueprint is going to pick up some of your deficiencies, and where would you say it is, not knowing any of the stats so far?
I'd say my proximity to the hole and approaches. I think I leave myself in just tough spots all the time.
Right.
So leaving myself just off the fringe with a tough chip, and I feel like my short game's not great, but I'm not leaving myself in good spots.
So it's your approach game
My
you
approach
think
game,
is the thing
yeah.
that's letting you down?
Probably 80 to 120.
Right, 80 to 120.
Yeah.
And we had a test the other night. We were hitting 80 to 120. It was
And I went alright with the test.
You did alright with the
apparently.
test. It was okay.
I think.
Well, we'll find out soon enough when we
will.
finish the entire test. So, well, stay tuned. We're gonna keep playing on, and we're at Sandhurst North Course, which is quite a pretty course, as you can see. So we'll have a bit of fun. Sorry for giving you the worst angle of my face, and we'll see how we go. We just parred hole 3.
Yep.
When I say we, Justin just parred
Collective.
collectively, and I'm just playing his driver shots, and that's actually kind of fun. So for me, I'm learning that if I can just hit a straighter, longer drive like this man over here, I might be okay. Anyway, so we're heading into 2021, and I just wanted to let the viewers kind of hear a little bit more about your 21 goals with golf.
Yep.
What are you trying to get yourself into?
The idea is scratch.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest lofty goal. I think the main one though is practice more.
Yeah.
That's something, I guess, practice with intent.
Yes.
I hit a lot of balls last year in lockdown.
Yeah.
But not really with intent. It was kind of hitting for the sake of hitting. So practice with intent, especially short game.
Yeah.
Get out, putt. It's things I don't do.
We're designing the blueprint so you hit less but focus more on intent. So we have a saying that goes, perfect practice makes permanent. I don't know if you've heard that one. I'm sure everyone's heard that one, but it is actually the truth, as true as it can get. Like for you, I think that's the key. You know, if you can just lock in and dial in on those shots that you don't think you're performing very well, it'll just, you know, it's 5 strokes. It's not a lot when you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think pretty mindlessly I hit a bunch of balls. You get on the range and you hit a bucket of 50 and then you're done, and it just doesn't have much purpose.
That's right.
So it's purposeful practice and on key areas, I guess, and try to go from 5 to scratch as quick as possible. I started off a 26 handicap about 8 years ago.
Right.
Self-diagnosed down to about 7.
That's really good.
And I've basically stopped here.
Yeah.
And I need that little just kick up the backside to go that extra step further. The one that got me was the plateau, when I was neither moving backward or forward, even if I was trying things.
Right.
And I got to that point at about 7-6 handicap where it's just plateaued for a long period. It's been there for about 3 years.
Right.
Just in a plateau phase. It's trending down a little bit more, but very slowly.
I think this is where the blueprint kicks in, is it tells you where, because I think after, when you get to the point you are, it's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Like, where is that exact spot that I need to work on now? Because you go, I mean, you're hitting really nicely. Anyone watching you go, why aren't you already scratch? And there's something in it, and we just have to find, and I guess that's what this is today.
That's why we're doing it.
We're up to hole 16, and you can see Justin is filling up his sheet. Let's check it out. And then I was like, after the first tee, I was like, nah, can't play in film.
I was worried about it. Every time like a mate gets a camera out, I'm like, no, I'm going to play no good.
Yeah.
This has been alright actually.
You played, I think in the front nine, you played really strong. I think in the front nine, you played really, especially in the first 4 or 5 holes it was.
I was 1 under through 5.
Yeah.
Bogeyed 6 and 7, part 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So 1 over on the front.
That's pretty good.
Which is good. That's
It's super solid.
yeah.
You just needed a second one like that.
And I've just gone back-to-back 3 putts.
Yeah, but that's okay. You still have 3 holes, so you can make up 3 holes for starters. I mean, you're not chasing it, but you do what you do. You look at your shots you can take. But I mean, today's test, I'm glad that this is your game. It's not. I was a bit worried because it was so windy and you're in a new course that this isn't a true representation of how you normally play. Because everyone plays a slumpy game. And sometimes you play a super awesome game as well, right? But I think if this is what you say is a realistic game for you, then the stats that we're going to get out of here is going to probably point out certain chains. So what we analyze is your chains, not necessarily just. So I'm trying to find broken chains because when you think about golf, it's a sequential game. Your last shot is it's only good if your shot before led you to that shot.
So like you were talking before, long to short is a bad chain for me.
For putting,
A long putt is leaving me with a long short putt.
Yes.
Rather than when I'm a medium length putt, I'm going medium length to a tap in short.
Well, at least that's the hypothesis. Without fully analyzing that, from just as a rough gauge, seeing it happen, we're getting a sense of it already. It's just now I can tell you how much of it's happening when we're done with this, and we can compare it with percentage of what pros might pull off as well. So you can imagine like when you do this, you go, oh, actually there's a lot of gain. So I might be able to say there's 20% gain here. I.e. if you just practice long to short chipping, what it does 2 things. One is it gives you the ability to score your long to short putts, for example, but then it also widens the next shot. So if you're up there going, if I do a chip and it goes long, I'm alright because my long to short is really strong. So then it gives you more confidence on the shot, the chain prior, and then you hit that and you end up going into the mid range and you go, even better. So it just kind of stacks up. It's a stack up effect. Golf is chain dependent, unlike any other sport. Where, say, even basketball, you miss a jump shot. A good coach, if you're a good shooter, a coach will say, just shoot again. Because your stats are good. You can hit 99 out of 100 jump shots in practice, so shoot, don't go for it. Right? Whereas here, it is linked to the shot before. And you have to consider, right, where are my broken chains?
But I'm looking at there, I've had 6 long putts for the day. I've made 1, which is just a bomb. And then I've 3-putted 3. Which is it's a pretty key pretty key indicator. Well and truly.
And it's the easiest thing to practice, long to short putt. You just go, just practice a long to short putt. Anyway, well, I think we can tee off now. Alright, so how are you feeling on hole 18?
Not too bad.
Tired?
I think we were talking about before is in a cart doesn't work for me.
You need to walk.
So we've been playing this in a cart and I think I start switching off around holes 13, 14, 15. The body's just not active enough. So I think me walking. So I've walked 15, part of 16, 17.
And you played better.
And I played a little bit better. I'm striking my driver better again. So I'll walk 18.
Which is it, like maybe these aren't things that tests can bring out. But it's interesting to do when you're actually more conscious about
for sure.
what you're trying to achieve, and then you can go actually walking. Like I gotta walk. I can't sit in the cart. Or if I sit in the cart, I need to figure a way out to activate my body.
It's one of those mixed rounds where I'm happy with how I've struck the ball.
Yeah, you've hit some really good shots.
It's windy, I've hit some good shots, but then you think back on all the ones that I've wasted as well.
Yeah.
And I've wasted a lot of shots with the putting.
I think that's the one. I think that's the reality of it. It's not the fact that you hit good shots. It's what you wasted.
Yeah, it is. And you walk away from it and you can go two sides. I'm happy with how I've struck the ball. Very happy with how I've struck the ball. But yeah, leaving plenty out there. There's probably 3 or 4 shots that I could easily get back.
Par 4 though, it's a hard one. It's a long... Oh, not for you. Not for you.
I did almost drive a 297 metre par 4.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Pin high.
With a 5 wood.